Do you know what these first ones? We got anything?
Yeah,
Andrew.
Hi. Can you hear me? That's what they told me to do. I think they can hear me.
I can hear you.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
I'm not your lawyer, though. I'm someone else's lawyer.
I know.
But yeah, it's working fine.
You can hear me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hello? Can y'all hear me?
I can hear you.
Is this Kaylee is this for Kaylee Cagle?
No, this is for Leah Adams.
Okay, how do I can't, they sent me this link, but I'm not, and it said it started now.
Hang on, let me look and see if that name's on the docket too. There's more than one case today at this time.
Okay.
Let me see what we got going on. You probably are in the right place.
Okay, thank you.
This is the court coordinator. She's on the docket. You just have to wait for her to appear.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Is my lawyer here? The right attorney?
I don't know. I don't know who your lawyer is.
Miss Halo?
I would imagine everyone will join up in time. Everybody's probably around.
You're still on the right thing now. I hope I did it right.
All right, good morning, everyone. This is the detention docket for the 323rd District Court on Friday, October 23rd, 2020. It was also Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Saw the judges wearing pink on Fridays this month. All right, so in compliance with the Texas Supreme Court Emergency Order number 25 related to the coronavirus, we are not conducting in-person proceedings unless necessary. We are using Zoom as a reasonable alternative. However, this is still a court proceeding, and the court expects everyone to behave appropriately. So, Ms. Martin, I see that you are driving. Please do not drive while you're attending court. I need you to pull over and remain stopped. So, this is still a court proceeding. The court also expects everyone to have the cameras on if you're attending. So, Mr. Lofton, if you turn your camera on, and somebody is, I guess they're through the phone, so they have no camera. Fantastic. All right. Ms. Martin, it's not safe to drive while you're attending court. Please pull over. Okay, so somebody else is driving. Okay. Yeah, and if that means anything, I still need you to pull over somewhere because the moving background is distracting for everyone else. All right? Thank you. But just find a reasonable, safe place to stop. All right. Oh, and in compliance with the Texas Open Courts Act, Article 1, Section 13 of the Texas Constitution, the public has a right to see proceedings, but since the courtrooms are closed in compliance with Judge Glenn Whitley's order, we are broadcasting these proceedings on YouTube for the public to observe court proceedings. All right, Mr. Cagle, please turn the camera so it's not the ceiling. Thank you very much. All right, so first we have Alaya Adams. Ms. Adams, is that you?
Yes, hi.
Okay. Hi, I'm Judge Kim. This is a detention hearing. You have the right to remain silent. You have a right to an attorney. Ms. McGonigal has been appointed as your attorney and has requested this detention hearing. Ms. McGonigal, for what purpose did you request this hearing?
Your Honor, if you remember, Aaliyah had her initial detention hearing on Monday, and she requested to have one on Friday, and there was discussion about San Marcos.
Yes.
I learned this morning, and this is why this is an add-on. I do apologize for the last minute, but I thank your staff for accommodating us and getting us on today. She's able to go to San Marcos on Monday. So I'm asking that she be allowed to go home today, pending going to San Marcos on Monday. She is represented to the court on Monday and to myself this morning that she is wanting to go to San Marcos and willing to participate in that program. I don't see Dad on the Zoom, but I know that Dad's wish.
My mom's right there.
I think they're here in the transport.
Oh, sorry, Your Honor. I'm sorry. This was an add-on. I just finished talking to Dad, and he's indicating to me that he does not have a placement for her until possibly Wednesday. Okay. Yeah, and he was not aware of the detention hearing today. I mean, he's not at a place where he can log on to Zoom. The lady that's on the juvenile parent screen is Dad's, I believe he was dating her. I'm not, and she's here on another child, but she wants to be present for this hearing. I did not communicate to Dad that she's here. And so I just want to put that on the record. Thank you.
Okay. All right. So
can anybody hear me?
Hold on, Travis is on the phone right now. This is her father.
Hold on.
Can you guys hear me?
Hold on. I'm going to have to mute you. Like, this is not, this is the court's proceeding, not y'all's. All right. So this is what I'm trying to figure out. I was told that San Marcos had a bed available on Monday. Can anybody confirm that?
That was what was represented to me.
Okay, hold on.
That was represented to me, Your Honor, by my client.
I understand. So, Aliyah, you can confirm that San Marcos has a bed available for you Monday?
No, it's actually on Wednesday. They actually called my dad, and I told my attorney that was Monday, but it is actually now on Wednesday, because apparently, but my dad still wants me to come home today or Monday, but he'd rather me come home sooner so I can have time with the family and that I can say goodbye, and so I can go to my program, and because I won't be able to talk to them, I won't be able to see them for another 4 to 6 months when I'm in that program, but I'm willing to stay home and whatever has to happen, but I'm willing to stay home and until my day is set.
Okay. So Aliyah, then what I'm going to say right now is give me your honest, heartfelt reason why I should give you a chance when you've run away before taking your dad's truck, that I should allow you to stay out either today, get out today, spend the weekend and Monday, Tuesday at home, or just wait till Tuesday before I release you.
I think that you should release me today because I'm willing to. I actually spoke to a physical, like, you know, for meds and everything, like a psychiatric person. So, and they actually, I told them that I've never told someone before that I think that I made a mistake and that I need to own up to my responsibilities to come home and be the child that I need to be in order for them to have me in the home, because I don't think they trust me yet, and I understand that they won't be able to trust me, but I feel that I'm ready to come home.
Okay, so Leah, this is what I'm going to lay out to you. Okay, and I know you're only 15. Okay, so but I know you've been through more than the typical 15-year-old, and I can tell that you're more mature than the typical 15-year-old. So I'm gonna talk to you like an adult. Okay, you and I never met each other until this week at a detention hearing, right? You and I have no pre-existing relationship or any kind of acquaintanceship before this, okay? So you have not burned any bridges with me yet. Okay? Everything that you've shown me so far, it seems like you've been very forthcoming, you've been very open and very honest with me, all right? So given that, my personal philosophy is I will trust somebody until they prove they cannot be trusted. So I'm gonna go ahead, based on what you say and what you're representing to me, is to release you to your dad today. But I want you to understand that for the next 4 or 5 days until you go to San Marcos, if you burn me this time, you understand the next time I'm not going to trust you, right?
Sir, I understand.
So that's something that you have to kind of internally restrain yourself to say, you know, you've had times where you and your family and your friends and loved ones, you know, and that's just part of relationships. Sometimes people make mistakes or burn each other. You can't do that to me, because the next time we only see each other in these detention situations. And so then you have to understand that if you burn me on this one, the next time it's not going to go so well. All right.
Yes, sir.
So in the back of your mind, you just got to keep that in mind, saying, you know, my dad may not be upset if I do this right now, but I'm going to be accountable for Judge Kim the next time I see him, and you will see me again. All right.
I know. I have another meeting after my thing.
And you still have your case.
Yes.
I mean, the case doesn't go away, right? So either way, you will see me again. I just want you to see me be able to sit up tall and say, Judge Kim, I did everything I promised you. And that way we don't have to have an uncomfortable conversation. Okay, so keep that in the back of your mind. Hopefully that's an incentive for you to do that. So, and honestly, what I'm gonna do is I'm not even gonna release you on electronic monitor. I'm just gonna release you to your dad, because if your dad tells us you're not there, and then you're not there, then you and I are going to have a very uncomfortable conversation.
Well, my dad, I think he feels comfortable with me on a monitor. And so can you unmute my mom so you can ask him if he'd rather me on a monitor?
Well, so your dad is uncomfortable because you've burned him, okay?
Yeah.
You haven't burned me yet, okay? And honestly, the consequences from your dad compared to the consequences from what I could do I'm on a different magnitude. I could send you to TJJD and commit you. Okay, it's a whole different ballgame. So if anything keeps you in check, I think you are mature and responsible enough to understand that if you burn me on this one, it's not going to be a pleasant situation.
I think my mom wants me unmuted so she can tell you something.
Okay. I mean, I'll listen. I've made up my mind, but I'll listen.
Yeah, I know. I think she has something to say.
Hold on a second. Can you unmute her, please? I muted her by accident.
Travis just relayed to me that they're not for sure that she's going to have a bed Wednesday. Like, it's not a done deal. So this is his concern.
Okay, so hold on a second. I'm hearing from multiple people. Some people are saying it is a done deal. Some people are not. Can anyone confirm that they will have a bed on Wednesday?
Hold on. Can I ask him now?
No, just put it.
Travis, is this, so there was no confirmation of the bed on Wednesday? Is this what you're saying? Okay, there is a bed next week, but she won't let him know till Monday when exactly that bed is open, is what he's saying.
Okay. I'm not worried about it. If they know it's going to be next week, I'm okay with releasing Aaliyah. But Aaliyah, I mean, I hope you understand, in a way, I'm giving you enough freedom to make your situation worse.
Yes, sir.
Right? So you can do either what you are supposed to do and your situation stays the same, that you and I have this relationship, that I trust you, I'm honest with you, you're honest with me, you trust me, or you can make it worse. Okay? It doesn't really get better, because right now this is about as good as it gets. Okay?
Yes, sir.
So don't make the situation worse than it already is. All right?
All right.
Okay. Dad, he is able to, like the runaway part, and so just so Travis understands, I'm actually kind of setting Aaliyah up where if she does run away, that gives me more information to make me more inclined to commit her. And so I understand he wants a monitor, but I hope he understands that I'm kind of doing this. I'm kind of setting a trap for you, Aaliyah. Okay.
I know. I saw as soon as you're like, well, if you run away, you know, you got a whole case right here.
It's still pending. So I'm setting that trap for you. So either you avoid the trap or do what you're supposed to do, or you walk through the trap and it gets really uncomfortable.
So I had a phone call with my father last night, and he was saying that he would want me on a monitor if I do get released, but I think you already made up your mind that you don't want me on a monitor.
He wants you on a monitor because he's afraid you're going to run away. I don't want you on a monitor because I want you to show me if probation is right for you or if we need to commit you.
Okay.
That way I just find out at the very beginning of the case, so we don't have to mess with the fighting back and forth.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Okay. All right. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay. Emilio Andrade.
Yo, what's up?
Okay, bye.
Yes, sir.
He's a little high strung. He's been in the military for so long. It's like,
Hey.
Exactly.
All right, Mr. Andrade, I'm Judge Kim. This is a detention hearing. The purpose of this, keep on talking.
The table is really underneath the boot.
Where's this noise coming from?
Your arm, you just kind of even, you know what I'm saying?
Where is this noise coming from?
That's them.
Yeah.
All right. So let me mute that phone.
Okay, sounds great.
All right. Eduardo C. Who is that?
Emilio's mom. Yeah.
Who's all that talking in the background there?
It's because I'm at work.
Okay, this is interrupting the court proceeding. Either you have to go to a place that's quiet or ask them to be quiet.
Let me move location.
All right, so just put a note next time she's appear in person. We should
That's
probably
because
have
it's
a
too much
spot.
noise. We'll go over here.
Yeah, this is. All right, okay. Amelia, this is a detention hearing. The purpose of this hearing is to decide whether to keep you in custody or to release you. If I keep you in custody, The law says you have to see a judge every 10 days while you're here. You do have a right to an attorney and you have a right to remain silent. All right, Emilio, you've been here for 10 days. I'm reviewing your case. You've actually been here for almost 100 days. You're level 1 outstanding, and you have been for about a week now. All right, so you're on probation for a felony level offense. You left home unsupervised and violated the order. See, the condition said you must be supervised by an approved adult at all times in public places except when you're at school, and chaperoned by an adult 18 years or older. So your mom called, said that you've been leaving the house at night after she goes to bed. You go to your friend's house to get high. She said that recently on July 15th, you left the house, didn't come back till 5 in the morning. And so throughout your probation, you've been having trouble with your safety plan. You've been smoking weed. You're refusing to work at school. You're sleeping in class or skipping class altogether. You had to repeat 6th grade. You're not making progress in PSY. You went to residential drug treatment, TYRC, and you started some self-harm. And back in June, you were discharged from TYRC. So we have a placement for you, but you need some dental work before you can be transported. All right, so Mr. Jones, where are we on the dental work so you can go to the placement?
Yes, we're waiting on approval from, I think his insurance. I think the dentist is waiting on some approval to get certain things some of the work done. He has had some of the work done on one side of his mouth, but the remaining procedures need to be approved. And so they're waiting on that approval to finish the work.
Okay, so Amelia, we're trying to get you a placement. I appreciate you at the level 1O. That is a factor for me to decide. You understand that you are looking at commitment for this offense. And so I appreciate the fact that you're showing more respect to our staff than you did your teachers. I'm not saying that to be snarky. I'm saying that sincerely, all right? This means a lot to me because we don't have to send you a placement. We could send you to TJJD. The fact that you are behaving and showing us you're trying to make an effort at following the rules, that's what's buying you this opportunity, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and detain you because you walk out of the house at night, but hopefully we can get you sent to the placement started pretty quickly so that way you can get finished pretty quickly and come back and we'll give you another chance on probation as long as you successfully complete the placement, okay?
All right.
All right, thank you, sir. Okay, Marco Chazaretta.
Yeah.
Where's Mr. Chazaretta?
He's in H pod, Your Honor. He's on the screen.
All right, we can wait.
He's on there, Your Honor.
I don't see him. Mr. Chazaretta.
Yes,
Can you hear me? Okay, I'm Judge Kim. This is a detention hearing. The law says when a child's brought to our facility, you have to see a judge within 2 days. I have to decide whether to keep you in custody or to release you. If I keep you in custody, then you have to see a judge every 10 days while you're here. You do have a right to remain silent. You have a right to an attorney. If you cannot afford an attorney, I'll provide one for you. All right, so Mr. Chazaretta. On October 21st, you were adjudicated delinquent for the offense of theft, which is a felony level offense. You received 12 months of probation, restitution, community service, no contact, and to attend school, as well as TCAP and to refrain from using any illegal substances. And then on October 22nd, the day after you came to court, you pled guilty and got your probation. Let's see, at about 2 o'clock in the morning, we got an alert on your electronic monitor. We tried to call the parents. Then we sent the police after not getting a call back from the parents. And so about 2:30, Fort Worth PD called us and said the mom and you were home when they got there. and mom contacted JPD and said, was very adamant that you were at home the entire time and you were charging your electronic monitor. The alert showed that you were not charging your monitor and you were outside the home from 12:50 to 1:42. So we issued a warrant for you. And so we came in, and now you had been in custody for how long? Let's see. Mr. Earl, how long was he in custody before he took before he came to court and got probation?
Almost 60 days, Your Honor.
I'm sorry?
Almost 60 days.
60 days.
Yes, sir.
And so when we brought you in, you're actually positive for marijuana. So you were out of custody on probation for less than 24 hours, and you decided to smoke some weed. And so we have your EM reports, and it shows you, and we've confirmed that you had left the home. How far did he go, Ms. Turnerhill? This printout is kind of hard to read.
I mean, just a second. I can't tell exactly how far it is from the house. It looks like it was past Oakhorse, I guess it's Oakhorse Elementary School, which, I mean, it doesn't look like it's walking distance, and I don't have, like, if it was a few miles or anything like that.
So at 1 o'clock in the morning, he was over by an elementary school?
It's past the elementary school.
Past elementary school.
That was just just a point of reference.
And then mom complained that no one explained to her when the EM would be turned on. And so she's upset that we were monitoring you and she couldn't help you evade the monitoring. And lying to probation about being with you. And so here's the interesting thing, Mr. Chazaretta. I want to have this discussion with you. So on October 21st, you appeared before Judge Porter and you pled true that you were delinquent on the felony level offense. And so what's interesting, though, is you may not know about the laws. Just because the judge says something doesn't mean it's official yet. It's not actually official until the judge signs what's called the judgment. All right, that's the paper that actually matters. Interestingly, in your case, the judgment's not even signed yet, right? So you're out there released, smoking weed, breaking conditions of the probation that you thought you were on when there's no formal order signed. And so at this point, I don't think it's appropriate for this disposition, and we are not going to sign this order. So is Ms. YYYYY here? She was the attorney for the case, or do we appoint new counsel?
A new Frank Adler, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Adler, so you're appointed counsel on this one. The court is rejecting the offer made by the state on this case. All right, and so at this point, if you would like to converse with your client and withdraw his plea, the court will grant permission to withdraw his plea of true, and we can go back. We'll go ahead and set this for, now Mr. Adler, I know Ms. YYYYY was on this case before, and so we want to give you time, but if it's up to me, we're going to set this for final trial before the court in 10 days. Mr. Adler, are you here?
Yes, sir.
Okay. If you would like more time than that, please let the court know, and we'll give you some more time so you can catch up on this. But we're going to go ahead and get adjudication dispo on this one pretty quick. All right.
Okay. Thank you, Judge.
If you ask me, it's just 10 days. But if not, if you need more time, I understand. I'll give you more time. Marco, do you understand what's going on? The deal that you got, that you agreed to, is off, right? We're rejecting the deal. And so what that means now is you're back to the drawing board. We're looking at a felony level offense, so you could be committed to TJJD. And then your attorney will explain that process to you. All right. Decisions have consequences. Good decisions come from experience. Experience comes from bad decisions. Hopefully this turns into an experience that you can make good decisions from. Thank you, Mr. Chazaretta. Ernesto De La Rosa.
Judge, that one was, we're waiving that one, Your Honor.
Oh, okay, great. Okay. I don't have a waiver form. Is it just lost, Mr. Adler?
No, sir. It's I'm with your other court coordinator, and I'll give it to her.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we have John Elder. All right, Mr. Elder, I'm Judge Kim. This is a detention hearing. When a child's brought to a facility, you have to see a judge within 2 days, and I have to decide whether to keep you or release you. If I keep you here, you get to see a judge every 10 days while you're here, so we can make another decision. You have the right to remain silent. You have a right to an attorney. Mr. Elder, I know your name, so that's not a good thing. So you're 16 years old. Let's go over this, Mr. Elder, because I'm getting tired of seeing you. So things started when you were 14 years old with an assault case you got probation for. Then when you're 15, you had a runaway case. We had to issue we had to issue warrants for you for violating your probation in June of 19, July of 19, August of 19, September of 19, October of 19, November of 19, December of 19, January of 20. You picked up a new case, February of 20. And while that case is going on, you have another runaway case. Then in March of 20, you pick up a criminal trespass, which you got probation for. May of 20, you pick up another criminal trespass. August of 20, another criminal trespass. A week later, another criminal trespass. And so now we're here. So you're here because we issued a warrant for you for criminal trespass this morning about 3 o'clock. There are 2 black males walking with traffic. There's no sidewalk. They identified themselves, so the police gave you a warning about walking with the traffic. So the officers went back to his patrol car, ran both names. They said that you were listed as a high-risk runaway and had a warrant out of Fort Worth. While attempting to confirm the information, you said that you cut off your ankle monitor. Back on the 18th, you left the home on the electronic monitor without permission, and we issued a warrant for you. And then on yesterday, we got an alert that you cut off your monitor. Okay. So this is all back from July when Winco police got there. Witness said that saw you enter the building after you had a criminal trespass warning from March. They asked you to leave. You cussed and yelled at the witness before leaving the store. They got a video from surveillance and saw you entering the store. And you're positive for weed. So you're on probation, cut off your monitor, smoking weed. All right. Have we done a placement search for Mr. Elder yet, Ms. Thomas?
No, Your Honor, we have not.
I think there's a host of other issues. Has he ever had a psychiatric evaluation?
He has, and Your Honor, that was going to be my recommendation, that if he's detained today, if we can get a psychiatric evaluation on him.
Is your parent here?
She is supposed to be. Yes.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, hello. Where are you, Mom?
I'm at home.
No, I'm sorry. I meant where are you on the screen? Thank you.
Oh.
I'm glad you're at home. All right, so John is just out of control, isn't he?
Yes.
And I'm assuming this attitude that he has with the court, it's even worse for you. Is that about right?
Yes.
So we're just at the point, these are all misdemeanors. You know, I can't send him to EJJD for all this, but we've got to take care of this issue. He's wasting a whole bunch of police resources. He's wasting court resources. And so we just need to get to the root of the issue. So at this point, Mom, I know you want what's best for him. So hold on a second. I'm filling out a form. Has he ever seen a mental health professional?
A who?
Mental health professional?
He don't seem like we went to the MH&R clinic and, you know, he talked to someone there. But
right. Has he been diagnosed with anything?
He was diagnosed with ADHD.
Okay. What about ODD?
Not that I know of. He had got a new counselor at the last summer, but last spring, and they had wanted him to do some new medication, but they wanted to get information from the school building, but he never was going to school for me to even give them paperwork for them to turn it in.
He's never had medication before then?
Yes, he was on some medication before, but once the guy retired, the new counselor wanted to see something different.
Right. Did you bring those medications with you?
No, he haven't been taking them ever since he started running away. He stopped taking them, so we ain't have anything.
Okay. All right. Well, I ordered a psychiatric evaluation that generally happens about once a week. So it'll be next week. I think Wednesday is when the doctor comes. So the doctor will be able to evaluate him, see what's going on. And Ms. Thomas, let's go ahead and start a placement search. Okay. So you also, would you also like a psychological evaluation for the placement search?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, I'm going to order a psychological. So we have a psychological, psychiatric, and a placement search ordered. John, the best thing I can say is just, you know, behave back there. Do the best you can. Let me tell you why. If you're here and you behave and your behavior level is good, then it'll be easy to find a placement for you. We'll send you there. It'll be some state like Iowa or South Dakota or something like that. They'll take 6 to 9 months. And then you do what you're supposed to do, engage in the programs, you get back out, we put you back home, and hopefully your life becomes very low conflict, right? With your mom, with me, with the police, with everyone. The problem is if you cause problems back here and you start acting a fool, then more placements will not be willing to take you because of your behavioral problems. So it becomes fewer and fewer placements, and it will take longer for you sitting here to find a placement because we'll eventually find a placement, okay? So you'll just have to sit here longer before we can send you somewhere to do the 6 to 9 months. So it's your benefit if you just behave here, find a placement quickly, and get this process started, okay? All right, thank you, Mr. Elder. Mariana Flores. So, Flores.
That way? Yes. Okay. We're good. More done.
All right, so Ramisha Mack, please not have your camera pointed at the ceiling. This is a court proceeding. Ms. Mack, please do not have your camera pointed at the ceiling. Please attend the court proceeding as if you were in court. Thank you. All right, Ms. Flores, I'm Judge Kim. This is a detention hearing. When a child's brought to our facility, you have to see a judge within 2 days. I have to decide whether to keep you here or release you. If I keep you here, you have to see a judge every 10 days. You do have a right to remain silent. We've appointed Mr. Masick as your attorney.
Yes, Your Honor.
For this process. All right, Mariana, you've never been here before. You're 15 years old. This morning, about 4 o'clock in the morning, police were dispatched for domestic. Your grandfather said you were trying to run away. He had to hold you back. When they got there, you and Grandpa were calm and sitting on the couch. Grandma was there. Grandpa said that he was trying to keep you from leaving the house, but you scratched his arm and then tried to spray him with bug spray, but missed. Grandpa told the police he was tired of dealing with you, so he wanted you taken. He also said that Dad is the legal guardian and lives in the Metroplex, but refuses to allow you to live with him. Mom's whereabouts are unknown. Grandpa initially agreed to mediation, but Dad said they need something more serious than mediation. Talked about supervision, receiving services. And Grandpa agreed, so mediation was canceled. So I guess that's Dad and Grandpa. Y'all are here?
Yes, sir.
All right, what's the bigger issue with Mariana? There's something else here.
Mariana, she keeps sneaking out with this 16-year-old boy every night between 3 and 2 in the morning. And she just comes home like about 6, and she just drinks alcohol whenever she wants to. She pretty much wants to do whatever she wants to do.
All right, do you think she's using drugs too?
It could be possible.
Would you like us to give her a drug test?
Yes, please.
Okay, let's go ahead and I'm going to order a drug test so we can see what Mariana is doing. Mariana, do you want to, well, here's the thing. So we're going to give you a test, and you can either come clean now, and that way your dad knows, or you can wait for the result.
Wait for the result, because I haven't been taking drugs or running away with a 16 boy.
I can't hear you. Can you speak louder?
I would wait for the result because I don't take drugs and I haven't been running away with a 16-year-old boy.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, you know what? This is not, Dad, I understand, but this is not the time for to resolve a conflict between you two. I mean, this is, just kind of put it under your hat, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. So, Dad, this is where I'm at, all right? This is a fairly minor offense, okay, relative to other things that we see in here in this court. All right. I'm inclined to release her to you whenever you're ready to release her. The one thing I want you to, and this is, I want to talk to you dad to dad, okay, just father to father. I want to have a different conversation with you. Okay. Our detention facility is not for punishment, okay? That's not what we do here. We don't keep kids here to punish them or to teach them a lesson. Literally, we keep kids here by law is to make sure they come to court, make sure they don't hurt other people, make sure they don't hurt themselves, okay? That's why we keep kids here. So I need you kind of in your mind, don't think of this as jail in the adult sense where there's a punishment aspect. This is not a punishment aspect, right? This is a rehabilitation corrective measure aspect, okay? Just want to kind of have that conversation with you. Now, Dad, that being said, I want to release her, but I understand if she is going to do what she's going to do, we simply can't release her. Like, I get that, okay? And I can only imagine the frustration that you're going through.
Yes.
So I have a plan, which probably you're going to disagree with, all right? But I want you to humor me on this one. What I would like to do is I would like to hold Mariana here until she proves that she can behave and follow the rules, until she gets to level 1.0. We have a behavior system here. If you can follow the rules and behave, then your behavior level goes up. If you misbehave, your level goes down. And it's purely going to be up to her whether she can prove to us she can follow the rules. If she can prove to us she can follow the rules, I want to release her to you. If she cannot follow the rules at your home, then you call us and we just bring her back here. Okay. The next time she has to get to level 1.0 and then hold it for 3 days. And the next time she still breaks her rules at home, she has to hold it for 7 days. And the next time 10. And you understand, it just gets worse and worse until she realizes it's her decisions that result in her being at home in your place or with grandpa, or she ends up here. It's just up to her. Okay.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. That also, what I would like you to do for in the days that you have is go ahead and go to a store and you can get door alarms. They're just alarms that you put on the door. So when the electrical contact is broken, it sets off the alarm. All right. So that way, you know, if she goes out of her room at night.
Oh, definitely, definitely.
Yeah. So they're cheap, they're easy to install, they're just run on batteries. And so once you shut the door for the night, she has to stay in her room for the night. And that way, you know if she's leaving. And that way, if she leaves out the house or through the window or something, you have to set one up for the window too. If she does, then what you have to do is you have to call us and we'll just issue a warrant for her and we'll start the process over again. Okay?
All right, thank you, sir.
Yeah, and Dad, I think in your mind, you're probably thinking, Judge, you know, she's going to run away again. Yeah. I'm just asking you to humor me, okay? Yeah, so there's a process that we do. If Mariana can prove that she's done right, then we're good. If she proves that you're right, then we just have to escalate at every step. Okay? Eventually, she will get tired of coming here.
Yeah, no, I like your decision, sir.
All right, well, thank you, sir. So, Mariana, you understand what's going on. I'm detaining you. Once you get to level 1.0, I will go ahead and release you on electronic monitor to your father, all right? And then you can abide by his rules there. If you do not abide by those rules, we'll issue a warrant for you and we'll just bring you back here. And each time you're here, you'll stay here a little bit longer. Okay, so it's really up to you. This can be the only time you ever come here, or this can be the first of many, many times that you come here. All right. And don't think I don't keep kids here for Christmas or Thanksgiving or their birthdays or for anything like that, because I do. This is your decision on whether you come back or not. All right. Oh, and this is also pending on the drug test, because if she ends up being positive on this drug test and she's not willing to admit what she's done, then I'm going to hold her for extra time, depending on what drug's in there. Okay? All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Judge.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Masick. All right. Trent Lofton, we have Luis Gallegos.
Good morning.
Good morning. All right. So, Mr. Gallegos, this is a 10-day detention hearing. You have the right to remain silent. You have the right to an attorney. You've been here for 140 days. So that being said, where are we on this one?
I think we have a setting next week, I believe. So I think the DA has offered, a prior DA had offered 30 years, and we graciously declined that offer. So here we are again, Your Honor. And Zane has reached out to us, the DA has, and to myself and the co-defendants, attorney Lateef, and I believe we're scheduled to have some good talks this week, and I feel in the interest we will have some good talks this week.
Okay. So at this point, I will reset it one more time for announcement. But y'all have to announce whether you want a trial or not.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So we'll go, I'm going to set it for 3 weeks out.
Yes, sir.
Because 4 weeks is Thanksgiving week. So at that point in 3 weeks, I'm expecting an announcement from the parties whether we want trial or not.
Yes, sir.
Because I also note I'm going to find there's probable cause for the aggravated assault with a deadly weapon for the shooting, and that you're also level 2. And so, you know, I wasn't going to release you anyways if you're level 2, right? So.
Yes, sir.
All right. And I see that Mom is here. Mom, I'm glad. I appreciate, I know you're here every single time. Again, just like the last time I told you, I can't imagine what you're going through all this, but I feel for you. So we're going to go ahead and I'm detaining him. I do want you to know, Mom, that this is something that we're really trying to, I'm trying to push so there's some kind of resolution one way or another.
Yes,
Okay?
sir. I understand. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Mr. Lofton, have a good weekend.
You have a nice weekend too. May I be excused, Your Honor?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. Bye, all. Bye.
Asia Greer. I don't know why that last one wasn't filed at the Capitol. That surprised me. All right. Ms. Greer, I'm Judge Kim. This is a detention hearing. The law says when a child's brought to our facility, you have to see a judge within 2 days. I decide whether to keep you in custody or release you. If I keep you in custody, you have to see a judge every 10 days while you're here. You do have a right to remain silent. You have a right to an attorney. You know, afford one, I'll provide one for you. Ms. Greer is 16 years old, and you have no history with this department. All right. Yesterday, Fort Worth PD brought you in. They're saying that on that date, police responded to a domestic, found you on a nearby street, told police that you were the one that called 911. You said your older brother assaulted you. Police went to your home, made contact with Reginald and Rumisha Mack, your 2 siblings, and a witness. Police were told by everyone that 2 verbal altercations had happened between Asia and Rumisha, and after the first, Asia sneaked a male into the house, provoking the second. Reginald tried to discipline you with the blessing or on instruction of Dorothy Hamilton, their grandmother. I'm assuming discipline means corporal punishment. Then Asia reacted by allegedly grabbing a knife and slashing it back and forth toward Reginald's torso. The non-family witness on scene reportedly disarmed Asia, at which point she went to the kitchen, got another knife, and stabbed it at Rumisha, the second victim, making a downward motion to her torso to stab her, but missing. Then Asia left the residence and was intercepted by police. And the knives were 5 to 7 inches long. So they brought you in for assault family violence with a deadly weapon. Just so you know, Asia, I don't know if I wasn't there, so I'm not a witness. I'm letting you know, we had a trial here a couple of years ago where a girl probably wasn't that serious about hurting her friend, but made a downward stabbing motion in the shoulder, and the knife went through the collarbone and punctured the lung and killed her best friend. Just so you know that a lot of times there can be unintentional actions that can result in tragic results. All right, so I think I saw the name Rumisha earlier. Are you here, Ms. Mack?
Yes, sir. The family is participating from Ms. Mack's phone.
Okay, I'm going to, can you unmute yourself, Ms. Mack? There you go. All right, Ms. Mack. So my question is, I guess you and Reginald are older siblings. How old are y'all? Ms. Mack? Is your microphone not working? Your video's not working? Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now. Thank you.
Okay, I'm 21 and Reginald's 23.
All right. Who else lives there?
Actually, I don't live here. It's just Asia and my grandma. They the only 2 that live here. And I was spending the night over here because my grandma be taking me to work. And Reginald, he don't live here either. So he just came to check on my grandma.
Okay, so who is this boy that she was sneaking in?
His name is D. He's supposed to be her boyfriend or whatever, but he's 21 years old. He's the same age. Yeah, he's 21. So recently, like him and my brothers and my brothers and were basically telling him that, you know, she's underage, so you know you don't need to be talking to her. But they still been going with the relationship or whatever they been having going on. Me and her had got into it yesterday, so she had called my brother and was telling my brother a whole bunch of stuff, but she lied. So I came in her room. She had her door locked with a knife because she locks her door with a knife because her door don't lock. So when I came in the room to, you know, ask her, you know, why you calling my brother and why are you lying? He was in the room. The boy was in the room. She snuck him through the window.
Okay.
So,
so
I'm telling him, I'm like, you know, get out. I put him out or whatever. She was so mad because, you know,
stop you for a minute. Okay, so he's 21. Did you tell Fort Worth PD that the guy was 21? Did somebody mute her? Miss Mack, you're muted again for some reason.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can. Did y'all tell the police that he was 21?
Yes, we told the police that he was 21, but by the time that the police came, he wasn't here no more. He was already gone.
Right. Okay.
So I made him get out, and when I made him get out, she ended up having an attitude. She was mad about it. She called the police and she called the police 2 different occasions. The first time she called the police, she just called them and told them that
this is not a trial here. I'm just making a decision to detain her or not. All right. So here's the thing. This is frustrating. Ed, can we get a number for some, like, over at Chief Venom's division investigations to start a report on this? Yeah, 21-year-old, 16-year-old. Okay. All right, so Asia, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm not comfortable releasing you back into the community as long as you have a 21-year-old boyfriend, all right, that you're sneaking into your room at night. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and detain you for now. So, Renisha, my question for you is this boy the source of the problems? Like, is Asia fine? It's just the boy is the source of the conflict?
No, he just made things worse because he feels like.
All right, so what are the other problems that you have?
She don't want to go to school. She disrespectful to my grandma. She run around and do whatever she want to do. She try to fight everybody. She try to she don't like no discipline. Just like if somebody try to discipline her, she want to pick up knives.
Miss Mack, I understand. I have a picture now, and so Miss Mack, I apologize for interrupting you, but I hope you realize I've been doing this for a little while. So you just a couple sentences gives me a picture of what we're looking at. Okay. So this is what I want to do, Asia, is I'm going to detain you for now. We're going to watch your behavior levels. If you show that you can behave in our facility, that opens the door to releasing you back to your grandma's home. But that's with the agreement that you're going to follow her rules. If you cannot follow our rules, then you're not going to follow her rules. Now, if you do follow our rules, get to level 1-0, we release you, and we find out from your grandma, your sister, your brother that you're disrespecting your grandma, then what happens, we just bring you back here, and we'll try it again. But next time you'll stay a little bit longer. We release you, you break the rules, we bring you back, you stay a little bit longer the next time. And we'll do it over and over again until you decide that you're just gonna be a 16-year-old girl. However, if you decide that you wanna act like a grown-up and have grown-up decisions, then you'll have grown-up consequences. That's really easy to do. I just wanna let you know, you could be committed for this offense for up to 20 years on aggravated assault with a deadly weapon if the district attorney's office pursues a determinate sentence, grand jury approval, okay? So you're actually in a lot bigger trouble than you think that you may have thought you were. So just, if I were you, I would make your attorney's job as easy as possible. Mr. Youngblood, I think I saw you here. Are you here, Mr. Youngblood?
I am, Your Honor. Good morning.
Okay, do you see him on your screen? Gentleman with the glasses sitting in the corner waving at you?
Yeah, I see him.
Okay, so Asia, that is your attorney. Mr. Young will be contacting you. I've known Mr. Youngblood for years. You should listen to him. He's going to give you good advice. All right?
In that regard, Your Honor, Mr. Lewis and I have discussed this, and I'd like to get your order to have her a psychological exam done. I think it will help us to figure out what services she might need and try to resolve the case.
Okay. Then I will go ahead and order a psychological. All right? So, Renisha, has she ever seen a psychiatrist or a psychologist for mental health? Like, has she had a diagnosis?
She was never diagnosed with anything, but she have been to several different psychologists and counselors and stuff like that.
Has she ever been prescribed medication?
They prescribed her medication, like, let me ask my grandma what it was. I don't know what's the name of it.
Ms. Mack, do you know what the medication was supposed to do? It doesn't matter so much what the name of it is, but what was it supposed to do?
What was the medicine that they had actually taken? Like, what was it supposed to do to help her with what? You don't got to tell them the name. Just tell them, like, what was it supposed to help her do?
One is to calm her down for the sleeping night.
She said one of them was a sleep aid, and then what was the other?
That was it.
Oh, okay.
That's the only one that she got.
Okay. She said it was basically a sleep aid to calm her down or something like that.
Well, I'm going to wait to see what the psychologist says before I order a psychiatric. All right, Asia, so you know what I expect from you. Get to level 1-0 so we can start the discussion of releasing you. I will not release you if you're not a level 1-0. That doesn't mean if you're level 1-0, I will release you. It just means I won't even consider it if you're not a level 1-0. And we also need to figure out what's going on with your boyfriend. So, all right, thank you, Asia. All right, Martin Herrera.
Thank you, Your Honor. May I be excused?
Yes, Mr. Youngblood. Have a good weekend.
Thank you. Thank you.
He's about to get real for that guy. So, all right, Martine, I'm Judge Kim. This is a detention hearing that your attorney requested. You have the right to remain silent. You have a right to an attorney. Ms. McGonigal, he is a level 2. So, as of this morning. So, for what purpose do we have this detention hearing?
We had court scheduled for yesterday, Your Honor, but we ultimately ended up passing that. We had asked Judge Terry for a detention hearing at that time. He was a 1A yesterday, and Judge Terry did not want to do a detention hearing. So Martin has asked for a detention hearing today. Unfortunately, the level has decreased from what it was yesterday, but he is asking.
Go ahead.
So he's asking that he be allowed to go home today, though.
Yeah. So, Martine, you were not even a level 1-0 yesterday, and you thought you were going to ask for a detention hearing when you're not even a level 1-0. And then you drop a level knowing that today's detention hearing is coming up. So if you think this is helping your situation or helping your case by wasting my time, then you're sorely mistaken. You know, and everyone back there knows that if you're not a level 1-0, I'm not going to consider releasing you, except with the most rare of circumstances. This is your fault. You're the one that controls your behavior level. You can either get it up or you can get it down, but that's your decision to make. So anyways, so I'm not releasing you because you're a level 2.
Judge Kim, can I say something?
Yes.
Can I say something to him, to Martin?
Briefly, yes.
Junior, I'm not gonna keep doing this with you. You know better. You're on the last thread, your last chance. You need to call me today so we could talk more, but you better get back on that level 1 today. I'm not doing this anymore. I love you, and I know you can do it. And do not get upset.
Martine, if you're gonna make grown man decisions, you have grown man consequences, right? And that's really what life is. You're making decisions that get the police involved, gets the courts involved, saying treat you like a man. But then when you come here, you're asking us to treat you like a kid. It doesn't work that way, right? We'll treat you with the respect and at the level that you are treating other people. And so, all right. Thank you, Martine.
Thank you, Judge.
Tabria Heron. This was just a bad day for family violence. Looking for Tabria. Oh, hello, Tabria. I'm Judge Kim. This is a detention hearing. When a child's brought here, you have to see a judge within 2 days. I have to decide whether to keep you or release you. If I keep you here, you get to see a judge every 10 days while you're here. You have the right to remain silent. You have a right to an attorney. Mr. Shaw has been appointed as your attorney. Mr. Shaw, can you introduce yourself, please?
Yeah, hi, I'm Brad Shaw. How you doing, Tabria?
Tabria, do you see your attorney there? Red tie, gray suit? Yes? Okay. All right, so Tabria, you were previously here in 2018. You were 14 years old for an assault case, which was dismissed. In May of this year, you're brought in for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon with a knife. We let you go for some reason. 3 days later, you pick up, oh, there was a DPP for a knife. Okay. 3 days after that assault, you get arrested for assault bodily injury, which probably undid your DPP. All right, so yesterday, Fort Worth police were dispatched by a warrant for you. You were found at home, escorted here without incident. Back from May, Fort Worth PD was dispatched for domestic. When police got there, they met your mom, who said that y'all were arguing over the phone charging cord when you became physically aggressive. And that you said before you became aggressive, mom had hit you in the head. Stepdad intervened. And then when he got you out of their bedroom, locked the door, you said, let me go, I'm gonna kill this bitch, about your mom. And so then you got a knife, stabbed the door, then you opened the door, I'm gonna stab her. When the police got there, they said you threatened the mom, but didn't recall the words. All right, so I'm trying to figure out what's... So back early this month, Mr. Remington submitted a progress report. Mom is saying that you're frequently running away, leaving house without permission. CPS was called because you made an outcry statement. CPS investigated, and they felt like you were a flight risk and a risk for victimization. And they wanted a forensic interview. So last time you were in detention, you had differing levels. Evidently you got in a fight with another female, but in May you got to level 1-0. Jeez. Is CPS here, by the way?
No, Your Honor, I wasn't able to reach them.
Okay. All right, so evidently you're trying to get other guys to beat up your brother. And this is just, what a mess. It's about you running away, about wanting to talk privately with Mr. Remington. Made another outcry statement. And so, all right, well, at this point, there's so many things going on. I don't know if you're a danger to yourself or the community is a danger to you. At this point, I'm just going to go ahead and detain you for your own safety, just to make sure. I will let you know one more thing, Tabria. Since I'm detaining you, partly because you're having all these problems with your case going on, and part of it's for your safety, and part of it's because you're a flight risk. But you're also, I want to let you know, you're 17 years old. Okay. Children that are 17 years old, I can keep in our juvenile facility, or I can keep them downtown in the adult jail. It's my decision, and nobody can force me one way or another. So I'm going to let you know that for you to stay here at Kimbo, you have to behave. You have to get your behavior level up. You have to do what you're supposed to do. If you don't, then I will house you in the adult jail downtown in the general population. So it is up to you. If you get into another fight here, if you cause more problems here, you will go downtown. Right? Don't tell me. Some kids originally thought that they're going to do that because downtown was better, or I wouldn't actually do it. I will do it. Some kids also actually thought that if you go downtown, you're entitled to a bond. You're a juvenile, you're not entitled to a bond. So you would stay there in downtown until your case is resolved. And since downtown doesn't have behavior levels like we do here, there's no way for you to get to level 0, which means there's really no way for you to be released until your case is done. So it is important that you follow all the rules while you're here at Kimbo. All right? Now, Ms. Martin, it looked like you're raising your hand.
Yes, Your Honor. I wanted to speak to, I know you went through a lot with the case. A lot of the information is kind of confusing because that Tabria is being replenished for something that's already happened. I reached out to Mr. Remington because I wanted to clarify that when she leave the house, She don't tell me where she's going, but she always comes back. But she had an outcry to CPS, and the CPS told me.
What happens when she doesn't come back?
I call her phone repeatedly, which upsets her. She always comes
hold on.
back.
You're not listening to me. What happens one day when she doesn't come back?
Yes, that's a concern, but she always comes back home.
So far, but you and I understand 17-year-old girls that go out on the streets don't always come back, right?
Yes, sir. And Your Honor, Tabril has not gotten in any trouble. She was on DPP probation. She completed that probation, started working at Walmart. She didn't leave. She kept her monotone for about 2 months. She worked every day. She didn't leave. The only reason that we're here is because when the CPS lady told me that when she leave and I don't know where she at, I have to call to and report it as a runaway. To me, that's wasting the police resources because it's really not a big concern to me. She's gonna come back. I called Mr. Remington.
You want to know a secret? Just
yes,
because
sir.
CPS says something doesn't mean it's true. That's a little secret about the courts, okay? Just because they say something doesn't mean it might be true, it may not be true, but it's not always true. Okay. So
well, I feel I'm the reason my daughter back into detention because she haven't committed any new crimes. She was going to work, doing her schoolwork, and now she's sitting in detention because of me. Just so much going on and me being told different things, and I got scared because I didn't want CPS to come in and take the kids. And I called Mr. Remington asking for help, but incarceration wasn't the type of help I was asking for. So right now it's just all a big mess, but she haven't committed any crime.
This is not, detained. First of all, this is not incarceration. This is detention. Okay, we use different words for kids. All right, this is not to punish her. But I will let you know, it's not that she did nothing wrong. We still have the whole thing with the knife, right? That never officially went away. There's DPP, but it wasn't closed out yet. And until it's actually closed out, it's always subject to being reopened. Okay, so it's not like it was a probation. It's a deferred prosecution. It's called a diversion program. Okay, it's a way to try and resolve cases without going through the formal court process. But if she's, but she's not supposed to be run away either. No, I mean, when she turns 18, she can do whatever she wants. But until then, you're responsible for her. I'm sure the last thing you wanted, Mom, is to show up here, right? Today.
Yeah, she called the cops yesterday. My father passed away after I spoke to Ms. Remington. My father passed away. He committed suicide. So therefore, I didn't want Tabril to go into detention. After I had lost my dad, I didn't want to lose my daughter too. So right now, it's real hard for our family.
Mom, I hope you understand. My goal here is not for you to lose your daughter. My goal here is to save your daughter. That's where my heart's at, okay? Now, I could be wrong, but I'm just following my heart and what I think I need to do to help save your daughter. Okay?
Okay.
All right. I understand what you're at, though. And honestly, if you're telling me that it's appropriate to release her, then I'm open to the idea of releasing her. I don't want to keep her here. I don't want to send her to TJJD. I think there's better things we can do. But I have to make sure that she follows your rules until she's no longer a child, right? And she has to understand that too. If she's going to do her own thing, then she ends up in TJJD. If she follows your rules, then she stays at home. It's really that simple, Tabril. It's a decision that you make, okay? All right, so thank you, everyone. Tabril, I'm keeping you here. Let's get your behavior level up. Mr. Remington will advise me on what he thinks is appropriate, and I'm pretty inclined to go with whatever Mr. Remington suggests. But that's not going to happen unless you're level 1-0, okay? All right, thank you. So Kendrick Giles.
Yes, sir. Chris Mulder here for Mr. Giles.
All right, thank you. All right, Mr. Giles, I'm Judge Kim. This is a detention hearing. You've been here for 10 days, so I'm reviewing your case. Decide whether to keep you here or release you. If I keep you here, you have to see a judge every 10 days. You do have a right to remain silent. Mr. Mulder has been hired to substitute in as your attorney. All right, so Kendrick, you're 16 years old. I just want to go over your history with you, Kendrick. 16 now. This started when you were 12 with a theft case. 2 weeks later with a runaway case. 2 weeks later, delivery of a controlled substance in a drug-free zone. Then a month later, you were brought in for theft of a firearm, which you got probation for. Then everyone you did fine except like July of 18. So at this point, you're 13 years old. You had a couple of probation violations. You're still 13, and you get an evading arrest with a motor vehicle. You finally turned 14, but now you have a burglary of a habitation, which you got probation for. Then a couple of weeks later, you get arrested for assault causing bodily injury and a runaway. We get you back home, then you run away again a week later. You're still 14 when you have a warrant for you for violating probation. And the day after the warrant was issued, you get arrested for evading arrest on foot. You're still 14, but 6 weeks later, you have another probation violation, another evading arrest on foot, theft of a firearm, which you got probation for, possession of weed and evading arrest, and possession of a dangerous drug, possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1. So you have another probation violation. This is all still 14. So now, back in July, this is the one where car accident, Good Samaritan stopped to help you, put you in his truck. Then while he was checking out your car, you steal his truck, allegedly. Then you go on a high-speed chase through Grapevine into South Lake, crashed out. You're found in the back in like an RV, and they had used canine to extract you. So did we ever find out, Mr. Victor, is Mr. Vickerson here, Dana?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did we ever find out about the whole shots fired thing?
Yes, Your Honor. My understanding is that the police were in fear for their own safety when he being Kendrick, drove the pickup truck that was allegedly stolen towards one of the officers. It had stopped at some point. The officers had exited their vehicles to approach. They weren't sure if anybody was in the vehicle or not, but when they got close enough, the vehicle sort of lurched or lunged. I don't know if a vehicle can lunge, but it moved in an aggressive manner towards.
Hold on one second, Dana. All right, listen, Richmond, this is a court setting. Do not lay in bed while you're in court. That is absolutely unacceptable. In fact, you should even be sitting on your bed. You should be sitting in a chair. Like, I don't know what world you live in that you think it's appropriate to lay in bed while you're attending a court session. Do we know what child Richardson's here for? Is it one of the 10 days? That's really one of the most ridiculous things I've ever seen. All right. Sorry, Mr. Vickerson. Please proceed.
Well, I'm not sure where it was when I left off there, Your Honor, but the vehicle moved in an aggressive manner towards one of the officers. He discharged his weapon 4 times. My understanding is that the police department did engage in an investigation about the officer discharging his weapon.
All right. Well,
may I ask a question?
Yeah, absolutely.
Have you seen the video of this incident?
No, sir.
I just watched it. It's a little different than what you laid out, but okay.
Mr. Vickerson, so he was not on probation when this all happened. His probation all expired, correct?
That's correct.
Well, we drug tested him. He's positive for weed. Yeah.
Yes, Your Honor.
So at this point, you know, Mr. Mulder, I mean, I understand that you're advocating for your client.
I understand. And I would say let's revisit it again in 10 days if he can stay in tip-top form in detention, maybe you might change your mind.
Yeah, I always consider it. Certain things are just, it's a pretty bitter pill to swallow.
Sure.
So this one, the one part that really gets me is the Good Samaritan stopped to help him, and he allegedly took the Good Samaritan's car. I mean, that's the point at which point it doesn't matter how much any of us try and help him. He's willing to harm anyone that tries to help him. That's what it tells me. So anyways, yeah, so Mr. Giles, at this point I'm detaining you. I'm kind of discouraged by the whole everything, but he's level 1-0 though, isn't he?
Yes.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yeah. So you got to give your attorney something to work with on your case. Don't make it any harder for him than it already is. All right. Thank you, Mr. Giles. Thank you, Mr. Mulder.
Thank you. May I be excused?
Yes, sir. Have a good weekend.
Very good. You too.
Michael Martinez. Sorry? All right. Mr. Martinez, I'm Judge Kim. This is a detention hearing. You have the right to remain silent. You have a right to an attorney. And your attorney requests this. Mr. Pearson, good to see you again. What purpose did you request this hearing?
Monday, Judge Porter suggested that if he stayed on level 1-0 through the week, to ask for another hearing on Friday. Which my understanding from yesterday was he still was on level 1-0, so we requested it, I think, on Wednesday, but that's why we're before the court. And I know his dad I don't think he's on board with the 10-day hearing, but I was just following through on Judge Porter's order or his suggestion.
All right, so test positive for cocaine. There was a traffic stop. Backseat passenger looked like he's concealing something. On a search, they found a baggie with white powdery substance, which presumptive positive for cocaine. I think I remember this one. Dad, this is the first you heard of it, your son with cocaine, right?
Excuse me?
You were unaware that your son was using cocaine?
No, I'm very aware of the drugs he's using.
All right, so Dad, what's the plan? Like, where are we going with this one?
I was told that y'all are looking at psychological evaluation and placement. In a nutshell, just to keep it short, again, his mother was murdered 2.5 months ago in front of him. She died in front of him. Before then, since 11 years old, he's been running away, doing drugs, and just been on probation in different counties. We place him with family members, grandmothers, great-grandmothers to try to get him help and maybe change the scenery, get him out of the environment he was at. That didn't help. Now, I love my son very much. I want him home. But the thing is that he'll stay home for a good month or two. He'll attempt to do good, but in the end, he'll leave, go back to his brothers in Fort Worth, and get in trouble. And he always ends up in Kimbo or Lee Tot in Dallas, and it's drug related and theft and what have you. My biggest concern is he'll come back, do it again, and the crimes are getting bigger and bigger. I don't think he has any regard to the law in the aspect of he believes that he can go to Kimbo, and because he's a minor, y'all will let him out. And so with that notion and that preconceived notion, he believes that he's untouchable. My biggest thing is I want help for him. It don't have to be detention. It don't have to be prison, jail, or whatnot. I need for him to get help so he doesn't end up.
I'm going to interrupt you.
Go ahead.
So my question was, what's the plan? Like, do you have a plan?
I have no plan.
Yeah. Like, my bigger thing is the cocaine use. That's the part that really worries me. I mean, Mr. Pearson, you requested this detention hearing, but what's the idea? I'm hesitant to release him back into the same situation he was in where he was using cocaine.
You know, I don't know. I don't really know what to suggest in this situation. I mean, he did cooperate with I think the evaluation's been done, and
have we looked at a placement search, Mr. Aguirre?
No, Your Honor. Dr. Menchaca recommended individual therapy or family therapy.
For cocaine use?
No, more so for the loss of his mother and some other childhood experiences.
I mean, I love me some Dr. Menchaca, but I don't understand this. I mean, this kid has a hard drug problem and bigger issues. And while counseling may be important regarding grief or potential PTSD, I mean, I wish it was easy to fix cocaine with counseling, family therapy. Yeah, let's start a placement search for drug treatment, right? I think that's, I mean, Ms. Aguirre, do you have another suggestion? Or Mr. Pearson? I'm trying to think of what other direction this can go. But if dad is relating that this child has had a problem with cocaine for years, that I don't know what else we can, I mean, I guess we can try local, like TYRC.
No.
Local placement?
If I may speak.
Yes. Has he been to TYRC before?
No. But he hasn't been on cocaine for years. He's been on marijuana since he was 11. But he did dab into the cocaine and Xanax, I believe that's what Xanax.
Yeah, but allegedly he had cocaine on him when he got brought in here and tested positive, right? So, you know, it may not be years like you thought, okay? I mean, the last thing you want to do, Mr. Martinez, is lose a son, right?
Right.
And you and I both know what road this is heading down.
Exactly.
Yeah, Ms. Aguirre, I'm okay with trying to start like a local short-term placement. You know, what I want to let you know, Michael Jr., is that this is generally the way cases like this work. Not everyone, but generally, is you have this case now, we end up some kind of probation, get you into a short-term local placement. If you can do what you're supposed to do, your life goes back to normal in a heartbeat really quickly, and you just be a kid. Okay? The problem is when you start causing problems, you're defiant, you do what you want to do instead of what you're supposed to do, then it gets painful because we bring you back in here. Then we look at a long-term placement. Then you go to like Iowa for 9 months for drug treatment. And if you get it, then you get it, and you come back home and you just live the life that you're supposed to as a kid. If you don't, then you're looking at commitment to TJJD, which you can be there until your 19th birthday. So do you understand that the one common theme is you're the one that controls what happens to you? If you do what you're supposed to do, you participate, you're respectful, your life goes back to normal. Your dad just wants his kid back, and you're being a grown-up asking to be a grown man. If you're asked to be treated like a grown man by making grown man decisions, I will treat you like a grown man and commit you to TJJD. Okay? So you need to understand that, all right? So it's all on you. I'm putting this 100% on you for you to decide, follow the rules and be a kid, or try and be a grown-up, then you have grown-up consequences. Okay?
Sure.
So I'm going to start this short-term. I want to go ahead and look to see if we can do a short-term placement for the drug use is my focus, Ms. Aguirre. Once we can get past that, I think the runaway stuff is something that can be kind of wrapped in with something else. But the drug use is my big, big concern, the cocaine specifically. All right? All right. Thank you, Michael.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Chase, thank you. Chase Varnador. All right, Chase, I'm Judge Kim. This is a detention hearing. When a child's brought in, you have to see a judge within 2 days. I have to decide whether to keep you or release you. If I keep you here, you have to see a judge every 10 days. You have the right to remain silent. You have a right to an attorney. We've appointed Mr. Green as your attorney. Hello, Mr. Green.
Hello,
Hi, Chase.
Hello.
You were here September for an assault, bodily injury. Now you're brought in yesterday for another assault case. Saying yesterday about 11:20, police were dispatched. Over at Chase's girlfriend's house, victim said Chase was arguing with her about talking to somebody else while they were dating. They escalated to Chase. They said you punched her in the head and chest multiple times, fell to the floor. He saw no swelling to the face, but minor laceration to her back and upper right shoulder. Police said Chase was remorseful and that he should not have hit his girlfriend. So let's go back to the earlier case, the one that's pending. In September, he referred for assault, family violence. About 11:20 again, they were dispatched to a residence for domestic. Said, officer spoke to adult female, the mom who told son he should not see his girlfriend anymore. She and her other son decided to drive to girlfriend's home to speak with the mother about the relationship. There was, no answer at the home. Coming back, mother saw Chase standing in the street. She pulled up beside him, observed Chase come to the driver's side and punch mom with his right hand, hitting her in the left eye, breaking her glasses, temporarily losing her eyesight, and later stitches in her eyes. So, and then you tested positive for marijuana. So you're smoking weed while you have a pending assault case and pick up another assault case. So is mom here?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Is this the same girlfriend on both incidents?
Yes, sir.
All right. So here's a simple rule, all right? And this is one of those things when I was 15, I wish somebody told me, I wish somebody told me this when I was 25 or 30. Girlfriends or boyfriends, whatever persuasion is, are there to make you happy. If you're not happy, find another girlfriend. It's really that simple, right?
Yes, sir.
It's kind of an old saying, tongue in cheek. If you want to be unhappy, that's why you get married, right? It's a joke. But the thing is, if there's a problem with your girlfriend and not being happy, find another girlfriend, right? You're not supposed to have drama with girlfriends. When there's drama, run away, because all drama means at a girlfriend stage is there going to be more drama later on. And when you're married, there's going to be even more drama. It's a giant warning sign. I don't know why people hang on to it like they're a fish on a hook that they can't get away. All right, that being said, I'm not going to release you right now because, well, you have a pending case for assault, you pick up another assault case, and you're smoking weed, which you knew from the beginning when you smoked that Judge Kim would not be happy if you ever got found out. Okay? So at this point, I'm not committed to holding you here. I just need to figure out how to let you go and that you stay away from this girl, which is obviously a very toxic relationship. Think of the trouble that you're in right now, okay? If this girl was not, if you had just listened to your mom back in September and got rid of the girlfriend, you and I never would have met the first time or this time. Your mom might actually know something. I know it's a crazy thought that parents know something, but she might actually be onto something, okay? So that being said, you know what I expect from you. You know I expect you to be level 1-0 before I'll start the conversation, and then we need to figure out what's going on from there. I'm going to actually make you stay here at least until the 10-day hearing, not go early, because you know what? You were smoking weed while you had a case pending. You knew better, okay? So let's see how it goes. I want to release you, but I'm only going to release you if you're not around the girlfriend and you're listening to the mom's rules, okay? Mom, next time he's not following your rules, all you got to do, like if you don't want him to see this girlfriend and he's seeing the girlfriend, you just call us. Who is it you call? Mr. Dotson, very accessible man. You call Mr. Dotson and say, you know what? Chase is hanging around this girl and we don't like it. The judge needs to know about it. And Mr. Dotson comes to me and says, you know what? Chase isn't following your rule, isn't following mom's rules. We just bring him back here. It's really that easy. Like you don't have to get into the conflict about the girlfriend. You just call Mr. Dotson. That's what we're here for. Okay? And Chase, as long as you're on probation or with cases pending, I'm stuck in your life. You're stuck with me. All right? So just do the right thing. Get off this probation or out of supervision, DPP or whatever, and you and I don't have to deal with each other anymore, as long as you're listening to your mom. Okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Jim.
Kaylee Cagle. She was going to have to get married. You see the people laughing.
Go, Judge Keem.
Oh, this one's under 14. Right? Let's see. Yeah, the last three are under 14. Okay, so at this point, I'm turning the docket over to Judge Terry. She has some 10-day hearings. I will be back for the children. Oh, they're all mine? Oh, okay. All right, at this point, all the children going forward are under the age of 14. According to Texas Family Code 5408, court proceedings are presumed to be open to the public under the Open Courts Act. However, if a child is under 14, they're presumed to be closed unless the court makes an affirmative finding that is in the interest of the child or the public to open these proceedings to the court. So at this point, I will discontinue the live stream regarding these detention hearings since the remaining children are under 14 years old. There's a 20-second burn off for YouTube to catch up with the message. Just as a reminder, no portion of these proceedings may be recorded, published, or broadcast. Any violations are punishable by contempt of up to a $500 fine and 6 months in the Tarrant County Jail.